You've been feeling the nudge to start a business for some time now. The confinement of your 9 to 5, of clocking in to a time clock and trading your time for money has totally outran its course in your life. And you know God is nudging you into starting your own business that's helping and to bring transformation to other people's lives. But the problem is you've probably jumped from business to business, or maybe you've probably just still been in ideation phase where you're just thinking, like, what could I possibly do? In this episode, of the Daily Dose, I'm going to be breaking down how to turn what you already know, into a purpose driven coaching business. Okay. We're going to be breaking that down on exactly how to do this. And for those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Janel Ranée. I am your faithologist. You to transition into your coaching business full time without chasing clients, without self sabotaging, without fighting the algorithm, or even without a large audience. And so the daily dose is where I sit before the Lord and I just get whatever He pours on my heart to speak to you, is what I show up and I speak to you about. And so the dose actually is divine overflow of spirit led empowerment. And it's just whatever the Lord pours into me is what I come before you and share. And so today we're going to be talking about how to take what you know, what you already know, and create a purpose-led coaching business. And I'm super excited to talk about this. I'm super passionate about helping. I've helped so many women, dozens of women all around the world, take what their years of experience, their years of expertise, and turn it into a digital business. And many of those women have gone on to become coaches, and I'm just super honored with the work that I'm able to do. And I want to just break down the very first thing that you need is really to discover what your purpose truly is. That's the very first step. And I'm going to be breaking all of that down for you. But before I do that, I do have a question for you. If you currently have a business, do you believe your business is aligned with your God given purpose? Is that something that you are certain about? Or maybe you're thinking about a business, but you don't know what to start because you want to make sure that it's in alignment with your purpose. And I completely understand what that's like, because when I was working as a registered nurse, what is that, 5 years ago now, I was working as a registered nurse and I just knew that God was calling me into business. And so I tried and failed so many businesses before I was able to discover what my purpose was and create a purpose driven business from it. And so, uh, that's why I'm so passionate about what I teach, because you can have a business, but if it's not aligned with your God given purpose, it's not going to be fulfilling. And so I did not want to leave one fulfilling career to jump into another career of business and it wasn't fulfilling anymore, right? And so as much as I love nursing, I love caring for people, I love helping to heal people, and I know that I'm gifted for that. I just knew that the four walls of the hospital, I felt like it was just so confined. It was like boxing me in, and I just felt the need to expand. And so the Lord truly was calling me to the four corners of the world, as I've been able to help and serve so many women across the world. And I'm so grateful that I took that step. And now my purpose is to help other women to do the same, to take that step into business and to be able to scale their business so that they can resign from their 9 to 5. And so that's what I do inside of my inside of my coaching program. And I just want to ask, is your business aligned with your purpose? Like, I remember trying so many different businesses. I tried drop shipping. I took an Amazon course to teach me how to drop ship. I did MLM, multi-level marketing programs, where I was selling like day trading. I've done so many different things, and it just wasn't a success because it wasn't aligned with my purpose. And it wasn't until I did what I'm going to teach you in this live stream that I was able to discover my purpose and create a business, profitable business, and resign from my 9 to 5 in less than 9 months. Okay. And so the very first thing you want to do is assess yourself. That's number one, assess yourself. And so the steps that you're going to do this is, number one, you want to look for your passions. What are your passions? What are the things that light you up? What are the things that you love to talk about, that you love to do? What are the things that just excite you, that you can do all day, that people are tired of you talking about? You can talk about it all day. It's just things that you're so passionate about. It's stuff that you love to do. And your passion could also be something that pisses you off. Oftentimes, when there's oftentimes, like, if there's a problem that you see in the world and it irks you and it provokes your spirit, it's because it's a problem that you're destined to solve. So two people can walk into the room and two people can see the same thing and it really ticks you off, but the other person doesn't even care about it. The reason why it's irking your spirit is because you are called to solve that problem. And so whatever you're passionate about, I want you to really take some time and write that down. And so uh, you're going to get a piece of paper and you're going to put a line down the middle. And then you're going, on one side, you're going to say, okay, what are the 10 things that I'm passionate about? And then on the other side is where you're going to jump into your proficiencies, 10 things that you're really good at doing. And so on the next side, you want to really assess what are the things that you're really good at, right? You know the things you're passionate about, right? So now it's like, okay, what are you really good at? Are you good at writing? Are you good at dancing? Are you good at art? Are you good at budgeting? Are you good? Like, what are you really good at? Like, people will oftentimes point that out. They're always just like pointing out what it is that you're good at. And the thing about it is your gifts, your talents, your skills, oftentimes you don't even realize that you have them because they're so innate to you. They're a part of who you are. They're a part of your nature. You're so close to them. So they don't even seem special to you, but they are. They're so special, but you overlook them because it comes easy to you. But because it comes easy to you doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy for someone else. And so these are your gifts. These are your talents. These are your proficiencies. It's the things that you're just naturally gifted at, naturally good at. And your proficiencies can also be skills that you've acquired through your career, skills that you've acquired through life, through your education. So those are what your proficiencies are. So you're going to take what you're passionate about along with your proficiencies, right? And the next thing I want you to analyze is a painful time in your past. What has been some sort of a painful experience, a pivotal shift in your life experience that you can now say, oh, you know what? God put me through this painful situation so that I can birth purpose through it. It's oftentimes the very thing that was painful in your life that births purpose because God did not allow you to go through it just for yourself. He's allowed you to go through this pivotal shift or painful experience in your life so that you can now reach back and help someone else. And this is how you're able to even start to brainstorm business ideas, purpose-driven business ideas. It's thinking of your past experiences that were painful that you've been able to triumph over. And so a trial in your life that you've been able to triumph over, you're then going to create a trail for someone else. And this is what I call my treasure trail framework that I walk my clients through inside of my offer, right? So the women that have been called to coach, for me to help them and guide them to create their signature offer, I walk and guide them through my treasure trail framework. And we do this work inside of my coaching community. And so you want to really look and assess what are the 10 things I'm really passionate about, things that light me up, lights my soul on fire. I'm just so fired up when I talk about it. The things that you're just naturally gifted and talented in, your proficiencies, and a pivotal time, a pivotal shift. Maybe you were in $20,000 in debt and you were able to pay off debt. Maybe you were 50 pounds overweight and you were able to lose those 50 pounds in a unique manner, right? You did it maybe through dancing. And so it's really just combining these things, these three factors. And that's what's going to allow you to discover your purpose. And so when you combine your passion, your proficiencies, and your past pain, this is what equates to your purpose. You will absolutely discover your purpose. When I first started my coaching business, like I shared, this was the very work that I help my clients to do, discover their purpose. And then I was like helping them to create a business in alignment with their purpose. And so I'm very proficient in this. This is what helped me. So everything that I teach is what I've actually lived through and what's helped me. And so I've combined my years of experience and put it into a programmed to help others, help guide others. And this is what I help others to do as well. And so after you analyze, right? So the first step, analyze yourself. The second thing you're going to do is, assess yourself. The second thing you're going to do is analyze your avatar. And so your avatar is who you're serve, right? Your clients, your dream client, your best clients. I call them my best clients. And so you want to analyze who your avatar is. And so you're going to look and analyze what are their pains? What are their pain points? Hint, hint, it's what you've gone through. It's your past pain points. And so this is why you can speak to it. You can speak to it so profoundly because you've lived through it. And so you want to assess, like, okay, what are their pain points? You can list 5 to 10 pain points that they're currently having. And then you're going to analyze what would be their deep pleasure? What would give them the most pleasure in their life right now? What would their triumph look like? So their pain is their trial that they're currently going through, and their deep pleasure would be the triumph, them overcoming this trial, right? So what would their deep pleasures be? What do they want to experience, right? So I know my clients, they want to be full-time in their coaching businesses. They want to be present with their children. That was a huge desire of mine. I hated leaving my children for hours on end. It would be 13 hours, multiple days a week. I was leaving my children behind to go into a job that, and I just felt like I just did not want to be confined to a time clock. And I know that's exactly what my clients are feeling now. They don't want to be confined to a time clock. They want to live life on their own terms. They want to have a life of freedom. They don't want any financial cap. They want to be able to get paid not from their time, but from their creativity. They want to just be able to just experience life on their own time, have a life of freedom. That's what I desired, and I'm able to live that today. And I'm so grateful for it. And I'm so glad that I'm able to help other women do the same. And so you can speak to whatever your past pains were and what the pleasure is because you've gone through it. And so when you combine their pain, their deep pain, and their deep pleasure, this is where the problem is. It's right in the center of there, right? The problem is literally in the center of where they are and where they want to be. They're currently in hell. They want to be over in heaven. They're currently in the middle of their trial. They want to triumph over it. And so in the middle of that is their problem. And your business is designed to solve a problem. So then the third step is where you advance your offer, right? You advance your offer. This is where you're creating your offer, right? And when you take your purpose, their problem, this is what's going to equal up to your purpose-led business. And so I go through details. Say, for example, all right, I'll just share one of my clients. So a painful experience that she'd gone through, she was in an abusive marriage for many, many years. She stayed because of the children. She stayed because she thought it was going to be better. She stayed because she just didn't want to go through a divorce because of her beliefs. And she just held on for many, many years, even though the marriage was unsafe for her and her children, and it was verbally abusive. And she just knew she had to make a stand for herself. And she built the courage up, and she was able to start a brand new life with her and her children. And now her purpose-led business as a coach is helping to guide other women who are experiencing that same situation to arise. And so she created to ascend. So she created the ascension framework. So that's just one example. I have another client who was having a hard time connecting with her child. She's a beautiful, loving, wonderful mom of 5, and she homeschools all her children. And there were one child in particular that she was having a hard time getting through to, and she started journaling with her daughter. And as a result of that, her relationship with her daughter blossomed and transcended. The daughter that wasn't speaking to her started speaking so much to her through journaling, and it just allowed their relationship as mother and daughter, parent and child, to bond. And so now she's created a framework to help other parents connect with their child through journaling prompts. and other steps that she's incorporated in her framework as well. And so this is the work. This is the deep work, and it's it's transformative generationally. So whatever problem you've gone through in your past, you are able to now create a purpose-led business from it, and helping and guiding others to overcome the circumstances that they're currently going through, because you've been able to overcome them. And so this is how you turn what you know into a purpose-led coaching business. If you want to learn more on how to be able to start your business or transition into your business full time, I want to invite you into the Call to Coach workshop, where I'm going to be diving into the 3 secrets that you need to be able to resign from your career into your calling of coaching without a large audience. You're going to learn how to make large sums of money without a large audience. You're going to learn why your business, if you currently have one, isn't growing as fast, and how to stop self-sabotaging and build from a place of peace. And you're also going to learn the biggest mistake that most coaches make that keep them stuck in their 9 to 5. And we're going to be covering all 3 of those secrets inside of the Call to Coach workshop. And I'm excited. I'm really excited for you to jump in. I'm going to be hosting it live. And so I want to see you inside of the Call to Coach workshop. All right. And so this is how to turn what you know, what you already know. Take what you already know and package it up and create a purpose-led coaching business. All right. And so that's what I have for you. I'm just going to quickly recap. The very first thing you want to do is assess yourself. When you assess yourself, you're assessing your passions, your proficiencies, and past painful experiences. That is what's going to reveal or uncover your purpose, your deep purpose. The second thing you want to do, the second step, is analyze your avatar. Who are you called to serve? When you do that, you are taking their deep pain, their deep pleasure of what they desire, and you're unveiling their problem, right? The problem is between their pain and their pleasure. They're over here, they want to get here. The problem is in the middle. And it's your steps, your trail that you create with my treasure trail framework that's going to get them from their pain into the pleasure that they desire, because you've been able to do that. And when you do this, the way I break it down inside of my treasure trial framework is I help you to understand how to speak to them, how to create messaging that aligns with them based off of your own lived experiences. All right. And so the third and final step that you want to do is now advent your offer. You want to take your purpose work, right? Your purpose, their problem. That's what's going to equal your purpose-led business, because every business is just solving a problem. And so that is how you turn what you know into a purpose-led coaching business. I pray that this is a blessing to you, and I hope to see you inside of the Call to Coach workshop. But before I go, I'm going to tell you, just as God told me, put one foot in front of the other, step out on faith, and trust God for the next step. I'll see you in the next episode of the Daily Dose.